guys, I read a few books this month and I thought, let me show you and talk a little bit about them and tell you whether I enjoyed them or not. So I didn't start off reading until like mid-March, so I only read 4 books. I know, not the best amount, but they did a little something for me. What's up? Editing Molly, popping in for a sec. Just want to forewarn you, I am terrible at like synopsis and synopses. I'm terrible at just explaining what books are about without like trying to tell you like exactly what it's about. So I'm gonna have all the books that I read linked down below so you guys can like click on those and like read a proper synopsis of what they are in case you're interested a little bit more. So yeah. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. So the first book that I read this month was Too Good to Be True by Carola Lovering. This book was really good. I'm teetering though if I want to rate it 3.5 or 4 stars. I think I'm going to go more towards 4 stars. It would have gotten 5 maybe, or maybe a 4.5, but the ending just wasn't it for me. I don't want to spoil it. It wasn't a bad ending at all. It just, I wanted more out of it. There's like some more information that I really wanted to come from the ending. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. I'll do maybe like a whole book review or something about this. And I'll do like spoilers, and I'll do like a non-spoiler half and then a spoiler half. But yeah, so basically what this book is about is, I'll read the little back real quick. It says, 1 love story, 2 marriages, 3 versions of the truth. So basically there is this girl named Sky, and she meets this man named Burke, and she thinks, oh my god, like, he is the man of my dreams, he is the man, like, the perfect man, all this stuff, and they get married, which isn't a spoiler at all, because obviously it's talking about marriages, but they get married, and she thinks basically they're gonna live happily ever after, but they don't. I don't know if saying one of these things that I'm thinking is a spoiler or not, so I'm not going to say it. But basically you get 3 point of views in this story. You get Sky's, you get Burke's through diary entries, and then you get Burke's other wife, which isn't really a spoiler because it says 2 marriages, so yeah. You get his other wife's perspective, but during like the 1980s, but it was really good, really good. I liked reading the diary entries and just being like, what? Huh? What? It was really good, definitely recommend. Yeah, I'm gonna say this was a 4-star read. It was really good. I definitely recommend. The next book that I read this month was The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. This book I also really enjoyed, and I think I rated it 3.5 only because, again, the ending, I had more questions on this, and I don't think that I'll reread this. I did enjoy it like the first time around, so that's another reason why I rated it 3.5. But basically this book follows Jane and Eddie, and Jane is like the neighborhood like dog walker, and she meets Eddie and starts walking his dog and everything, and then they develop a relationship. But there is all this like gossip around the town because Eddie's wife has gone missing, and along with Eddie's wife is Eddie's best friend, or B is his ex-wife's, well, I don't want to say ex-wife, his missing wife's name. So B and her friend both are missing, so that's kind of like the neighborhood gossip, and Jane's just kind of like, oh, she's gone out of the picture, I can hop up in her seat now pretty much and take her man's. So that's a little bit what it's about. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil anything, but there are some plot twists in here. Not too crazy of ones, but there was one that I was like, huh? What? I mean, it kind of is. I don't want to say that. That's a big spoiler. But yeah, so I rated this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I don't think that I would read it again. Like I said, it was good the first time around, but now that I know like what happens, I don't know if I'll pick it up again. But the back does say which Miss Rochester will get her happy ending. The next book I read was The Death of Mrs. Bustaway by Ruth Ware. This book, as you can tell, I only got for $8 at Barnes & Noble, and it was originally $26, so we love getting good deals on books. But anyway, this book, 2 stars. 2 stars, honey. I did not enjoy this, and I have found that Ruth Ware is a hit or miss author for me. Because I've only read 2 books. I've read The Turn of Every Key, or is it The Turn of Every Key? Is that what it's called? I think so. And I did really enjoy that one. And then this book, bummer. So yeah, she's definitely a hit or miss. But this follows, what's her name? Oh, her name's Harriet, but she goes by Hal, I believe. Yeah. And so basically she gets a letter in the mail. She's also, before I get that far, she's like struggling to survive pretty much. Like, she lives by herself, she's barely paying the bills, she works to survive pretty much, and that's barely helping her live. So she strikes this deal with this like loan shark, and he wants his money back plus some. So then she gets this letter in the mail, and it's from her, or it's from a lawyer saying that it's like her grandma, like her grandmother has passed away and she's going to inherit like all of this money and stuff. And she's like, but wait, my grandmother's been dead, like both my grandmothers, like I don't, she's like is this even for me? But then she's like, it says my name and it has my address on it and all this stuff. So she decides, I'm gonna go pretend that I'm this girl, even though I know for sure that my grandmothers are both dead and there's no way that this woman is my grandmother. But I really need the money, so I'm gonna go and pretend that I'm her so that I can inherit all this money. And then you basically just follow her journey throughout all that and like lying to all these people, but then she like develops relationships with all of them. It's kind of crazy, and I guessed one of the plot twists in the story, which is why I knocked this down to 2 stars, and I didn't like the ending. It just, like, I kept reading it because I wanted to know like what was going to happen, like how were they going to find out that she really wasn't like the granddaughter, which I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy it. It's a 2-star read. Yeah, I totally forgot that I read this book too. So here I am, inserting myself real quick. Let me tell you a little bit about this. This was, again, a 2-star read. What are these books? Anyway, I read The Open House by Sam Carrington, and I absolutely hated this. I hated it. There was one very good plot twist though that gave this like the 2 stars. That is what gave this the 2 stars, is that one plot twist. But it took so long. This book, it really is not that long. It's 365 pages. I feel like it could have been a little shorter though. Like, it just dragged on. So basically what this is about is there's this girl named Amber, and her and her husband, Nick, are getting divorced because he basically was like having an affair, and they are selling their house, and the house is actually Nick's mother's, and she has an open house for it, and she sees 13 people go in and only 12 come out. And so Amber's like freaking out that there's somebody in her house, and that's what you think like the story's gonna be about, right? Like, you think that there's somebody hiding in her house and like she has to figure that out. No, okay, that's literally no. So like, I feel like that should not be on the cover because it's not really what it's about. I mean, it is, but it's not like the full thing, if that makes sense. I don't know. It was not good, okay? It was not good. It was too long for what it was. And I mean, it does, like, the chapters alternate between Amber, Barb, which is Nick's mother, and then there's these chapters where it's just like italicized and you're like, you don't know who it is. I did appreciate that the chapters were really short, which is why another reason why I got 2 stars instead of being like a 1 star. But I just did not enjoy this. I did not like it. I'm glad I only paid $9.38 for it, but she was just not good. The last book I read this month wasn't a recommendation. It was more of a like a don't read this book by Katie Coulson, and I am obsessed with Katie Coulson. I just needed to say that. I have been binge watching her videos. I have known about her since Summerween because her videos were like popping, her vlogs were popping during Summerween, and I was like, yes honey, as she should. But recently I've just been like, I love her so much, and I've been binge watching her videos. But anyway, moving along. She read this book, I believe it was during Summerween, and she hated it. She did not like it. I forget what she rated it, but I was like, I was still genuinely like interested in reading it, and I should have just listened to Katie when she said it was terrible. And that is Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. What the fuck did I read? Like, this story, I thought it was gonna be way more different than what it was. Like, you hear Night of the Mannequins and you're like, okay, seems interesting. You read the synopsis and you're like, okay. But it's not. That's not what it is. That's just not what it is. I rated this 1.5, I think. 1.5. And I'm just gonna say don't read it. Like, yes, it's super like tiny. It's just a novella. Save your money, okay? I don't even remember how much I spent on this. I wish I didn't. So basically what this is about, if any of you are still interested, even though I said don't be, there's this group of friends, and they have this mannequin that they found one summer, and they basically like dressed it up and took it around with them everywhere, and then they just kind of like forgot about it. And then one of their friends is working at a movie theater, and they're like, let's bring the mannequin back and do a little prank. So they bring the mannequin back, they leave it in their theater. They like just basically want her to like see it and be like, ha, funny guys, whatever. Yeah. Then apparently one of the kids sees, they call the mannequin Manny, sees Manny get up and walk out of the theater, okay? And I was like, whoa, hold up, Manny's like alive, he's walking around. That's what kept me like kept me going. Then one of the friends dies, and the one who sees the mannequin walk out assumes that it's the mannequin who killed her, just because when she died, she happened to be watching the movie that they paid to watch at the theater. That's the only reason why he assumes that it's the mannequin, and along with the fact that he walked out of the theater, apparently. And let me just say, this is so dumb. So dumb. And I'm not trying to be like rude to Stephen Graham Jones or anything, because he does have some good books, but what the heck? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Just don't read it, okay? Don't read it. I don't want to keep saying like more stuff because I don't want to spoil it in case you want to read it, which God forbid, I don't know why you would. It's just terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Listen to Katie when she says a book is bad, okay? Just do it. So those were the 4 books that I read this month. I am hoping to read a lot more books in April, so stay tuned to see that April recap, you know, when the month is over. But yeah, if you guys have any book recommendations or any like videos that you want to see from me, definitely comment down below, because I want to get back to doing videos and I love reading, so definitely just comment down below. And yeah, so I'm gonna sign off. This is Lumos, by the way. You do, baby. Oh, so Lumos and I say bye, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.